Welcome to TNT Unpacked. We are your hosts, Justin Colimo and Rochelle Amo.
Hey.
And today we're talking to the lovely Athalia Samuel.
Hey, you got the pronunciation right.
Absolutely.
I see.
He did practice it 2 minutes ago.
I was practicing. Athalia, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So for those of you who don't know, you have represented the country in various different things.
Yeah.
Give us like a quick elevator pitch of yourself.
Ooh, let me take a deep breath for this. So, former Miss Trinidad and Tobago World 2012, former Miss Intercontinental Trinidad and Tobago 2014, former top model Trinidad and Tobago 2015, fashion designer, model since I was forever young. I've represented Trinidad and Tobago in a numerous amount of fashion shows internationally, locally, and regionally. And still, up to a few seconds ago, getting messages about doing another fashion show. So
right.
I definitely had my hand in a lot of things ambassador-wise, and of course keeping the culture alive. And now new CEO for Caribbean Africa Fashion Week is a new thing throughout Trinidad and Tobago for the next couple of years.
So, Athalia was late to this, and now we know why. She was very late.
Called out one time.
She wasn't even like a little late.
Give me some juice now.
I'm just saying. Now I understand why. Because if I was doing half of all the things that you were doing, I would probably have never reached this podcast.
No, and in reality, it's still that's me simmer down with some of the things because I still do mentoring. I'm also a runway and mentor coach. I do a lot of stuff where school is concerned. I have my own NGO. Let me see. I'm also a national director for 3 competitions.
Athalia, I feel like you're going to explode.
And I'm
you
a
need
school
to
student.
stop. You need to slow down.
You need to chill.
You need to chill, girl. What is going on with you?
I mean, I try. And this is what I try to tell people. A lot of people look at me like, oh, she always happy-go-lucky. Listen, if I sit in a corner and I study all the things that I do, I might cry.
Yeah.
Rochelle, do you forgive Tally for reaching late now? I know you.
I do forgive her.
There we go.
Yeah,
I do forgive her.
hugs.
I was trying to defend you. I was like, she's a very busy.
You are such a lying cow. I was chilling.
He's thick.
I was chilling. I was taking a nap, all kind of thing. I was a little happy you were late, to be honest.
Also, you could have stretched a little. I should have been the usual me and come on time.
Anyways, so today, we are not here to talk about fashion, surprisingly, although Athalia is the go-to person for that. We are going to dab into it for sure, because I think it is related to her experience. But we are here to really get into Athalia's hometown, her stomping ground, Laventille.
Yeah, John to be exact.
John to be exact.
Yeah.
When you were first chosen to represent TNT at Miss World, that did come up. I remember reading about that. Oh, this black girl from Laventille going to represent us. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Well, currently working with Shashamani. They were really delighted to have me on board with them, knowing the type of things that I've done and coming from where I came from. So one of the main highlights in my life, as much as people will look at it as a bad thing, kind of working in my favor now though, because I'm getting to work with a lot of people, and they're thrilled to have me, knowing that they work with people coming from the same areas that I come from, and it's like I relate, and I understand that is exactly why we're here to talk about things, because a lot of people have so many questions about Laventille.
Yeah, so that's amazing. Like you said, you can relate, and we're really happy to have you on because a lot of people either see Laventille or Laventille as this horrible crime-ridden, just scary ass area where you should not venture into ever. Or it's this paradise of culture and rich heritage, and you're like, which is it? What is the real Laventille?
It's actually have to say a whirlwind of both, because the bad could get really bad, and the good is super good. And a lot of our cultural aspects came from the hills of Laventille. So those are the kind of things that I feel so proud of and I walk with. And then there are always so many people want to ask so many things about Laventille. It's like, people, come on, I don't know every freaking thing that's happening in there. However, I could definitely tell you, you have to still be safe, because we face the challenges of the everyday life. From the time you leave the door and you reach to the bottom of the street, everybody, morning, how you doing? Morning, because those are the things that were instilled in me. My grandmother, I remember a time, y'all can understand the cutters I inherit. I really want to tell you all this. No, Granny, a.k.a. Viola Matthias, God bless the soul and please. The lady was there by the chicken poultry, and I venturing up to my sister's place, which is Canada side. We call it Canada. So Madame Viola was there waiting on check-in, and the line behind her. So I was like, morning, everybody. I just said, come here, little girl. She from St. Vincent. Mind you, I've been see cocktail in until inherit either. Come here. I said, why she on me like this, yo? Why you have a toad? Well, I just feel myself start to shake like this.
What the hell?
I was like, I said, Ma, why do? So you ain't see me? I said, but I say morning. Everybody say, but she say morning. She like, morning who? I said,
Oh, shit.
wow. So you see where?
Morning who, yeah?
Yeah, because at morning, and that time I started crying by then because the embarrassment. That I never used to get licks outside people. I got home before the licks came.
I understand this happened last week.
Oh no. I mean, I could be that young if you look at it like that. Yeah, because that's what happened. It's like, well, what we're missing is, that respect. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what these young boys missing. And I would so to some of the young girls, because sometimes I would pass and I would say good day, and sometimes they'll be roughing up their face. I'm like, well, I don't owe you nothing, but I'm going to still tell you good day. Mm-hmm. However, because you probably need to be understanding, you need to have a good day. The whole culture, the culture can make you and break you up inside of Laventille. It's either you join in with the type of formalities they have, or you step up and step out. And that is exactly what I did.
Some people seem to have this perception of Laventille as this dangerous and hostile environment. Is that something that bothers you?
It don't really bother me. It bothers me when I see them, they're falling into the hands of what people say. That is what bothers me. Because the thing is, they always say, nothing good comes out of Laventille. You get the opportunity to do a class, do a course, get a job, name it. You still don't even conform to that. You still end up in your violence, in the gangs. And that to me would bother me. It bothers me now in a situation where I say, oh gosh, why y'all can't just adapt? Why y'all can't just work hard like everybody else? Why do you have to rob this person? Why do you have to kill this person? Why do you have to kill your cousins? Because guess what? Half of them are related. You're related. Like, I still don't even get it. Some brothers, because did we try to kill each other? Because you live across that way.
That's why?
You hear what I tell you?
I don't understand.
Exactly. My point.
Is it just like a location?
Yeah, you know you kind of related. We have the same blood chillaxing in us. But we be over here and you be over there. So guess what? I'm about to try to kill you because you over there. Tell me the ignorance in that is so high. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, with any dangerous area, I feel like there's a certain level of understanding that we need to achieve, to kind of really get to the heart of like, well, why is this violence happening?
I mean, I'm so glad for that question because I ask the exact question all the time. Now, if it's land, dear child of God, whenever you came with that slave trip and you came with that land on your shoulder or some kind of thing, let me know. Because if it's the land you be fighting for, guess what? You should just yourself. When did you bring this land here? No, let me know.
Let me see the deed.
Let me see. No, revenge is another thing, but then revenge is to God.
Yeah.
However, you can't tell a man not to feel angry. You can't tell a man not to feel upset. But what does it solve when everybody's angry and upset? What does it solve? If you come back from my family every time this person dies, who would actually make the peace here?
Yeah.
That is the question. Who will make the peace? I remember a time, let me see, back in 2012 or 13, after I came back from Miss World, they were doing we were doing the peace treaty. And
what peace treaty? Laventille had a peace treaty?
Yeah. Marcia Henville, God bless you soul in peace. That lady, let me tell you, for my birthday in 2012, I launched my campaign, Lights of Laventille.
Right.
And one of the things we did, we walked the entire Laventille from top of Beverly Hills all the way up to the church, Lady of Laventille. Everybody had candles. It's a candlelight vigil. All the way up. When we did that walk, let me tell you, that walk was one of the most peaceful walks we could have ever had. It didn't even have police. The only police who were there were the ones who we did work with. And they weren't even in uniform. So we walked, and we showed people this is what we could do. Then they had the conference for them to sign peace within different communities. No. Up on Beverly Hills, you can't just go talk to anybody and tell them, sign this. No, that's not happening. Down in John, you can't just say, here, sign this either. That's not happening. Certain politicians went, they claimed they were the ones who helped sign peace. No, I have a problem with that. Because you did no groundwork. Who do you know to walk by to ask for peace? No, I don't know people personally, but I know when I see a guy there, I'll be like, yo, why you all don't do this? Why you all don't do that? And that is what I started to do. And before the night was ended, those guys signed peace. Big people were crying, old people were crying, young people were crying. I cried because I was like, I was just begging some guys. I was like, yo, why you all don't sign peace? And they were dead ass not going to. And I was like, listen. And I remember them words good. A lot of them I don't know like names. Well, if I see them, I don't know who it is. I was like, yo, I say, why you don't sign up the thing now, Joel? Because I don't know. And I also have the best of 2 words, or 3, I would say, because I'm able to relate to them so they can understand me. Because if I go speaking all properly, they'll be like, what do she do? Or, you know? So I'll be like, yo, Jed, go and sign up the thing now. You know, we looking for, if you're looking for money and for work and all this, you have to talk their language for them to understand you. And that is what I did. Between me walking to my mom and just telling her, well, I don't think it's going to work, you know. When I look, I saw the guy on a mic, yo, and he was telling them that he's going to sign for peace. Yo, that sent everybody weak. And I think we need something like that to happen again.
I was just going to say, I mean, that is an amazing story, but how long did these peace treaties last?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, something always make it happen.
Right.
And it's always some stupid stuff. And this is why I say, you see, when you're not educated the way or for you to understand, a football game can make you be starting a fight. Not even just a gang war. Because I heard, like, the last time after that was just a football match and somebody didn't take talk or that type of nonsense.
So they got upset, they started warring over a football game.
But, I mean, that's what you hear. But sometimes you don't even hear the real meat of the matter. But I think that's what they would say to cover up whoever it is. Or, if it's really that, y'all need to ease me up.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, very. Because if that is what you are relating to as something sufficient enough or vital enough for you to start a war, I don't know what else you would really war for.
Yeah, if something that small could make you,
kind of petty.
Yeah, it is quite petty.
Yeah.
So you started Lights of Laventille 4 years ago. What sort of impact have you seen since starting?
Every little moment you see something small happen that is great or good, I would consider it great. I would add more to it. I'd amplify it. So Light of Laventille to me, and I would also say thanks to my mom and dad. They have Innovators of Tomorrow. And they work hard, boy. My mom and they be repping. They get everybody behind them. We had something they call John Day. My mom, I think she brought all of Laventille. It wasn't even about John anymore. And that to me was significant. I do some PRO now because they asked me to for Tokyo Youth Orchestra. They're trying to revamp themselves. Yeah.
Tokyo Youth Orchestra?
Yeah, because it was called Tokyo Pantai before.
We don't know anything about that.
Oh, well,
I think Rochelle and I are slowly learning how ignorant we
well,
are.
Yeah.
not only that, you know, the thing is that people only, again, they only see the bad in Laventille. So all the good stuff, it's kind of shown or slightly spoken about.
Didn't hear about John Day. Didn't hear about the peace treaties.
And
didn't hear about Tokyo Youth Orchestra.
What would have been so great is to see the media there. And I would probably my fault because I should have recognized that my mom and they doing this and invite the media there. Because usually if Miss Penelope Beckers was here, she would have been there. I was shocked to see that Minister Hines didn't come through because it's like you're MP and y'all around, yo. So I would think y'all would want to anchor yourself in the things that would make sense or add up to your whole leadership in the community. So like Marley McDonald's, different people, I would like to see them. Akil Orden always helps. Like he's a guy who's on the ground, like he's a counselor for the area. And he works. He is always around.
So basically, we're talking about Laventille. We're just getting some insight on a representative who has been from there, who's gotten a lot of flack for it, but you've managed to take that negative into a huge positive, and now you're representing like a billion different things and doing a billion different kinds of work to try and strengthen the community. But let's talk a little bit about the fact that Laventille is not as prosperous as it logically should be. Because, I mean, we were talking the other day and we were saying, you know, Fernanda's compound is right there, Carib Brewery, Angostura, TSTT. There's so many businesses, even private sector businesses, who set up shop very near or in Laventille, and yet still the area is not thriving economically.
These businesses, remember, they have been there for many years. So they are actually saturated and they built their foundation. They've been there, they thrived, even when Laventille was really good. Back then, there were times you could leave your door open. I remember, and I have so many nights, my door. That time we were living in a wooden house up on going up Africa Hill. And that door used to just stay open. I would go sleep, everything would be fine. Nobody would come in your house. Most of the neighbors might say, hey girl, your door open. And I'm like, all right, we know, because your door open too. How about that? All these things
I think it's an interesting point because, I mean, at least for me, I don't have a concept of when Laventille was like a good area or safe or anything like that. So and I imagine other people might feel that way as well. But is there like a starting point from when it kind of, you know, started to get that reputation?
Go into a rivalry. No, they always had some rivalry. But there were some really, really great Laventille times. And still, I would like to say, there are some great Laventille times. But the thing is, it's so minute compared to all the crime that amplified now. Even if they had some good in there, guess what? That's going to be like taking a eraser and wiping it anyway. It's like what I do. So that's why I still try to say, and the reason for light of Laventille is because you can't really stop light unless you block the whole damn thing. You know, light, when you're driving, one thing they always tell you for, if you're going around the corner, look for the light first. Because sometimes you know how far or whatever the car is. So that is what I envision for myself and for the community. Based on your question with seeing the good side in Laventille, to me, you have to be there to experience it, to understand where the good was. People leave with that. So come in the country, especially around carnival time or when it's that time of year. Get into Laventille because that's where it is. Despaz. Around that time, you're driving into Despaz because nobody would ever try to question, who is this coming in here, boy? Or who is this, however? And that to us were like the days. And we grew up poor. It's not like we had a lot of this and that. Our stuff were everybody else's stuff because everybody want to live in Gale House. My food was your food too, because if your cousins come over, and most of, again, your family is really your friends, because that's who I grew up with. We had a dance group called Insanity. Oh, what up, my crew? Joshua, Nikisha, Hollywood. Yeah, I think at a young age we understand the positivity and how important it would impact on even our peers, because as much as they were like, look at that stupid dance group, guess what? They used to come and be looking at us. When we ended up on Party Flavor, guess who was our supporters? Like, we been doing stuff. I used to break dance, yo. I used to be busting windmills and stuff. Y'all be
Lord
hating.
have mercy. I haven't heard that word in like 15 years.
Oh, no. Don't be acting up. Don't be acting like I'm that old.
No, but that's an interesting point, because when I think about it, there's no way those big businesses would have moved into Laventille in the first place if it was the way it is now.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying the foundation started from many years ago. The community was like any other community. It still is like any other community, because now you're getting crime everywhere. You're getting crime in the west and the east, north, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like you could run from it. It's just how much where is highlighted.
Yeah.
And of course, working in a newsroom, guess what makes the news?
Yeah.
That's so
True.
They're gonna always hunt for that.
So as we spoke about your childhood experience in Laventille, as well as the dichotomy, you know, like the good parts and the bad parts. When you were growing up, was it like you could walk around Laventille and there were like places you knew, okay, I should avoid this place? Like, what was it like as a child?
Let me see. I would think that the elderlies back then hid stuff really well. Now everything is just in your face.
Yeah.
You know, so back then, let's just say the gang members or whatever, if it had, because to me, I don't even think it had gangs back then for some reason or the other.
Gangs are a recent development.
Yeah. I mean, like, or the community leaders, let's just put it like that. They would just be like, oh, don't pass there, go this way. I'm gonna call your mother for you. The way how they would do stuff was differently. It was a formality. Let's groom you in a different way. Don't pass here, or else I'll call your mother for you. That's the way they would say things. Like now they're like, don't pass you here. Now it's like nobody looks out for anybody anymore.
So there was an article a while back. I think it was David Nakia, the former national footballer, who was talking about about the political influence and neglect on Laventille. Do you think that it's really been very neglected on purpose?
All right, that's a good question.
Putting her on the spot.
Sorry.
No, thanks. No, I think it's a good question though, because it's a yes and no for me. Because yes, it is on purpose, because the thing is, they're gonna say, if we do this for the Laventille people, if we're gonna look like we're just focusing there, and there are other communities that need help just like Laventille, however. But we are the same people who work hard and try to keep these people from trying to fall off the ladder. So it's either you want to help us or you don't want to help us. Right? So sometimes it looks like if it's purposefully done, because you don't want other people to say, oh, you just focus on here. But here's what. If you have a chain, and that chain, one of the link bursts, where are you going to focus at? Not that link to squeeze it back or to see if you get another piece of gold.
Yeah.
To put it back so you can get that chain link or your chain to still look fresh. That to me is Laventille and Trinidad and Tobago. Guess what? We have a broken link. Fix the damn broken link, people. Then you might see some change somewhere else, because guess what? Sometimes it's a rippling effect.
Yeah.
If you had to like put it in very simple terms, what is the problem with Laventille? Is it just the drugs and the gangs?
One sentence. I mean, we don't want to be naive. We know there are factors at play that we don't know anything about, and we don't want to know.
You're just wicked in your heart, though. It's like you're going to be put in a sentence, because to me, it's
a short paragraph.
The dynamics of Laventille could never just be placed in one sentence. Besides me saying, I love Laventille, because definitely that is what it is. To move out, to live somewhere else, to not understand that when Carnival come, I can just walk up the street right there because I reach home when everybody else had to take car and taxi and maxi to reach, or to understand that I could just jog down the street and say, let me go town, buy food, or jog over to the savannah, enjoy the parade, the fireworks. Y'all don't understand. Sometimes we don't even have to leave. We just go up the hill or we sit on our rooftop. That's what we used to do a long time sometimes. Sit on the roof, you seeing the whole fireworks and everything. Sometimes the parade happening when it's Independence, you see in the parade in the savannah. So these are the things that I would always cherish and look at and remember as being from Laventille.
Is this the problem with Laventille? I think you asked, what is the problem with Laventille? And I think the problem with Laventille is maybe it's just too amazing of a real estate area.
And I think everybody just trying to get it, and they will leave people to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So we can hustle up and try to just get this area. A little again, that's what I would look at it or feel like.
It's perfect real estate. Like someone pointed out just the other day, how is it that somewhere so close to the city center, to everything with amazing views, just a beautiful area.
We don't even flood out in Laventille. The most flood we're going to get is lower down like St. Joseph, and that's like going to town. And that's because, of course, you see the structure. It's buildings.
Right. It's a conspiracy theory of sorts, but it could just be that because if you zone in London, you zone the area, right? So the central London is zone 1, and you go out the further you go out. Laventille is prime zone 1 real estate.
From below straight to the
top. So, maybe there is something to Laventille where it's just too good of a location for people to really
It's too good that it's so bad?
It's too good of a location.
I'm so confused.
No, it's like too good. It's too good for a location for people to want to invest in government-wise, because why would you want, and I'm going to get a little, very
dynamic on people.
I'm going to get very not nice here, but why would you want a bunch of low-income people in an area where that you could sell for way more money to higher income companies or homes or families?
Because these are the people who are there first. You can't just run them.
But who said that? Let me see a deed.
Yeah. Guess what? My mommy have she own.
same thing we were saying.
Yeah,
I think
but
it really
we
is
have
a land
ours.
thing.
That's the thing. No, because some people have their deed and some people just don't.
Right.
It's just like squatters.
Yeah.
But how you gonna really go? Let me see you. Just take yourself self. Let's go Laventille and see all who have deeds.
Yeah.
Wow. You see Laventille alone?
Yeah.
To me, sometimes Laventille alone feels like Trinidad. When are you going to do a census walk inside of there? How are you going to do the calculations inside
It's
of
a
there?
huge place.
Yeah.
Densely populated.
Based on everything you're doing right now, I'm pretty sure at some point in the future you will become prime minister.
I should be.
What will you do at that point? Let's say you had all the resources, you're in charge. What would you do to really turn Laventille around?
I've thought about it before.
Wait, before you answer, I wouldn't mind a place in the cabinet. Just turn.
Oh, okay. I would do minister. Let me see. You have a six pack?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
No.
Minister tourism, so you could get to taste a lot of food and things somewhere.
Yeah, I like foreign things.
Where should I be? You two love a foreign thing. He likes nothing better than a white girl. So
let me see.
What would I be? What would I wait? Hold on, we're not done here. I want a spot too.
Hold on. Let me search. Community development.
Hey!
There you go. There you go.
Thank you so much. I will hold you to that.
Yeah. Lost my number after today. Just in case I didn't get any spot.
Oh gosh.
But overall, let me see. I would definitely say invest in the people in Laventille because I think it's a great investment. These are the same people who sometimes they seem like they're not thankful. I believe they are. The only way for you to really understand that is if you're from there or if you go there. Most of the ministers now, I think that is what they're missing because you're going to get the position as a minister. But who really knows unless you actually walk the walk and talk the talk. If you're actually there with them, you would actually see or understand. And this is why I miss Marcia for. Because she walked the walk.
Yeah, but that's everywhere. I mean, even driving through Maraval, I was saying to myself, he lives there, but I've always never seen the representative, the MP for Maraval.
That's the thing.
You know, so if you're not in the community as an MP, I mean, it's not just Laventille.
And then, not only that, then you would recognize even coming to election time and vote. They beg you for these votes. Next thing these people say, you know what, I don't see you, so I ain't voting. Always said they ain't voting for nobody.
Right.
What would happen to you guys? Who would really get the position?
I think that's just a bigger issue of Trinidadians in general being too easily bought.
Oh,
you know,
Sakai.
Yeah, we are way too easy. We are like those girls. You only need to buy them one drink and they go home with you.
Ooh,
that's
just
Trinidadians.
like
Trinbagonians. I don't know about Tobagonians. I feel like they're a little bit more
Tobagonians
difficult.
more hard.
They more like
you
they
buy like 6 drinks.
That THA doesn't look too easy, but Trinidadians, oh Lord, and that's what it is.
Too easy. Because, and that is why. It's like, why do you fall for bribery so easily? And this is why people always say the same thing again. The want you, give me kind of vibe. But the thing is, when I put to whoever, CEO or whoever, and then on my letter side to receive, I put my name, number 2A Pleasance Road, this and that. And then because you see that address, I am less fortunate than the person who come from the west side or further east side. I think that is a problem. Why do you try to zone me to tell me if I'm qualified for a job? Why do you try to pull my whole stature? Because why? I'm from Laventille. That doesn't even make sense though, because the thing is, you're going to put me in a board of directors room and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk to them. And I'm going to ensure that I put in a...
But Athalia, you are not an ordinary person.
No, but the thing is, you could still look at them as ordinary. The thing is, you could teach them how to. And they're fast on it. They learn fast. Some of them, they because they haven't finished school. But the thing is, if you work with them, you would see the results. How many of these people say they have actually sat with a bunch of children or a bunch of youth that we have in Laventille and say work with them and see results? What's the percentage?
But even so, apart from the discrimination from outside, I've heard that there's also discrimination from the inside.
Yeah.
So, for example, my mom is a teacher, and she says she has students from Laventille who will tell her if you walk through with your book bag, they will come and grab your books and empty it into the drain or throw it away.
Well,
because they don't want you to. They don't want you to learn. They don't want you to go to school. They think that's stupid.
I would actually look at that as in the gangs, the young boys, probably if they're trying to recruit a boy or whatever. I've never seen or heard of that though, because that's special. But everybody have their own experiences. So that child who probably endured that, I could definitely say that's bad.
Yeah.
That's low too. It's like you can't stop my level of growth because you stuck or you think you ain't going nowhere.
I think it's interesting because clearly the men have it much harder in Laventille than the women.
Definitely. I kind of say it work hand in hand, because then if you're a typical girl, make a child for the bad boy, then
you know you're like a bad boy, which is why Justin has no man.
Good. Papa, let me read this sign. I read 6 long-term relate. Oh, good, that the wrong sign all here. No way.
Anyways.
You see what? No, but really and truly, I just believe if you just work with them, it's like teaching them how to fish, and then you see how much can be reaped from these things.
Yeah, as we were talking about, like the stigma attached to Laventille, and like, for example, somebody applying for a job, and the employer seeing, this person's from Laventille, and then they have this notion about them. I think one of the ways that could start to be reversed is if, the media, or just there's more awareness of the good things happening. And is it correct for me to say that that's what you're trying to accomplish with Lights of Laventille?
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to accomplish, because the thing is, let's say if we invite the media, I think even on the day when my mom and they had John Day, and then we have our upcoming Fun and Family Day, where I do my book drive.
Talk to us about this book drive. When you say book drive, you mean school book drive for kids?
Yeah, so it's like, when I say book drive, it's copybooks, notebooks, stationaries.
Right.
Book bag. One of the things that I try to do is ensure that we at least leave one child smiling.
Do you go about getting different members of the community involved? Like, how do you go about doing that?
That part is the easy part. Because, by now, of course, if I'm doing something, somebody will always say, I will help you. Or, again, my cousins, we grew up together. Marsha, Rachel, Vanessa, Claudia, my auntie and uncles. My mother, Gail, she's like, anything I am doing, she's there. So, even her best friend, Miss Venus and Miss Anne-Marie, they are there to ensure things go well, So I have...
The support system.
Yeah, support is there, definitely. So it's not really a one-man game. And I don't ever try to do everything by myself. Let's just think about expats coming to Trinidad. One of the places they would definitely tell you is don't go over to go Laventille. But they won't tell you to go Enterprise.
Or Bagatelle.
There you go.
It's weird. It's like the black sheep child.
Ooh, like that little Cinderella in the whole bunch.
Yeah, it's weird. Because, you gave a steel pan and you have amazing views and you're very cultural rich, but you are fucking scary. And you don't want nothing to do with your ass. You know what I'm saying? You just stay right there.
It's exactly that. It's like a bad relationship. Please love me. But you want to have a child mother on the side.
A side chick.
Oh, wait.
Can we do an episode on side chicks?
Oh, snap. No, hey.
You have to at least experience having a side chick.
I know to say you have to be a side chick to kind of understand what do I mean. I'm from Laventille, I could tell you definitely, but I ain't never been no side chick, no. So,
I mean, I can't comment on that at this time.
Wow.
But I can.
Is you is or is you ain't a side chick?
I'm not currently anybody at anything chick. I'm not a side, I'm not a man, I'm not an in-between. So I'm not even a chick, really. I'm just kind of like
I'm a dude.
I'm probably just a dude, for all we know. For all anybody knows.
I've had my suspicions for a while.
Shut the up. I've had some suspicions that you actually have a vagina.
Ooh. So good. You're gonna make me join this conversation in the wrong way. I mean, people need to look at me like this all the time. Y'all know I'm an angel, right?
Oh, please.
Oh, shucks.
I mean, we all saw you in the Trinidad James video, Athalia.
Well, that was just the video. I'm a model, so I walked. Just saying. But if you haven't seen me on Caribbean's Next Top Model, that's a different story.
There you go. I got so many people who were like, oh, who does she think she is to represent in TNT?
Yeah.
I was like, that is what models do. They go and...
Well,
like, hello.
My question is...
When they hired me, they were like, oh, we need a model.
Yeah.
Guess what? A model. She was like, you're the perfect model for this spot.
Yeah, and it was shot in Laventille, no? Well,
Right,
by
on
George
Nelson
Street.
Street.
Nelson Street.
But I don't get why people would hate on you because, like, if Trinidad James came up to me and was like, hey, you want to be my video? Obviously, I'm going to be like, yes.
No,
That would never happen.
No,
Which
and
would
the
never
thing
happen, but still.
The thing is, he was so cool because,
Yeah.
I mean, he spoke with his American accent, but when he was talking to me, he was so Trinity.
Yeah.
He was real cool, and he was like, wait, we have a Miss Woman video. And he was real cool. Like, so down to earth.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you can't please everybody.
That's so true.
He has his own way. He likes to do stuff out of this place. He like to perm his hair, flat iron it, and do different stuff. He likes go literally. And so happened my leather jacket had leopard on the inside. He was like, oh snap, it matches mine. And he was like, fold it up.
Oh my God.
That's how my thing ended up folded up.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, just try to see if you could get, because it's tight as heck.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, this is the job, let's do this. And you know, so I so happened to walk with that because there was like, just in case the wardrobe wasn't nice, I was like, let me walk with my stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm always the one
You
who's
always prepared.
Yeah.
Athalia came here with shoes for this interview.
Thinking, yeah.
She might be on video. We were like, girl, nobody's
Yeah,
seeing
can you just rest yourself?
You need to chill. Like, no, but I mean, I think that we need to recognize. I mean, it's amazing that someone from Laventille, poor, right, grew up in Laventille, can be not just a model internationally and be in a Trinidad James video, but be so professional, so hardworking.
Thank you.
Yeah,
An ambassador.
So an ambassador,
thanks.
a real ambassador, and kids don't know that they can be something if they're from Laventille.
That is the point. And I walk around, nobody has called me a cultural ambassador. I've started to call myself that because I believe in that.
Tally,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us.
All right. And I definitely know I'll be back again because we
You will-
still
you
haven't
have to
even
be
touched
back
on
here.
everything.
You have
No,
so
we
much
haven't.
going on.
So
There's so much to
going
talk
on.
about.
Yeah.
You know, I guess the closing message would be highlight the good in Laventille and let's gradually get rid of the bad.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been highlighting the good for decades. Let's highlight the good with a purpose.
Yes.
And like not naive, like, oh, let's go to a fair of some kind and then forget about it for the next 3 years. Athalia, please tell us, how can people reach you if they want to find out more about your work, they want to book you for a modeling gig, or that you need
Okay.
help with that?
Well, because I do so many things, I definitely would say, in order for you to really get onto me, you could call. I have my business number 331-4887. You could email me at ttwclimited@gmail.com.
what does that spell?
Or Trinidad and Tobago World Class Limited. So it's TTWC
Right.
Limited.
Right.
Yeah, because I created the company so that way people could be able to contact me based on all the things that I do. I just created
Right.
one umbrella.
Right.
And that umbrella, you're going to get everything. So I have House of Tizer, that is my modeling agency. Then I have
right.
Athalia and Friends Foundation, which is my NGO. Then I do so many things. So that's the thing. I
crazy.
also do, after doing events management in school, now I'm starting to do different events with people. I'm really happy that I
You're staying
do
really
things.
busy. That's
And
the key.
And then people was like, oh, how come you're not rich yet? And, and all this kind of stuff. Yo, I'm working real hard to
People
just make...
bold-faced?
Yeah, it's like, yo, first off, in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't even appreciate our delegates and ambassadors the way we're supposed to. I've seen some of the girls who represented in some small islands than ours, and guess what? They be on point.
Yeah.
They be on top. They in everything. They get recognized, and not only one or two girls, or all of them go through that period of time where they're actually celebrated. And I mean, I'm not saying to lavishly just give stuff, whatever the case may be, whatever, but still
might
give
hurt.
awards. Yeah, still award your people for doing that generous job, because they didn't have to say, you know what, let me go represent Trinidad. I didn't need to, because my feedback wasn't the best.
No.
You know, but I was
I
like, you know what,
remember
this is something that I really loved.
Yeah.
I didn't really have the opportunity before, and now the opportunity came to me.
Yeah.
So I took it.
that. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having
and
me.
we will see you next time.
Real quick about the book drive. How do we contribute to that?
All right. The same number and the email. If you want, you could also get me on all the things. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
High five.
Snapchat. High five. You don't allow me here about that.
Right, no.
We talking about new media here. All right. So we're gonna
That's Athalia Samuel.
Yeah. So you could just say at Athalia, ATHALIAH. Yes, there's a H at the end, because everybody, even if I spell it for them, get that wrong.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, don't spell Atlyaa and say, there's a girl who went and represent we. No. So it's Athaliah Samuel, not a S at the end either.
We'll put all this in the notes in case you don't have a pen to write this down.
Right, so you're gonna get that. You could donate anything. If you're scared about how your money gonna spend, it's so transparent. If you don't have the time to go buy anything and you want to send the money, you could meet with me. I could go buy it and I'll show you your receipts. I have, you see, it's not about me, and I don't really. The gain for me is the happiness in seeing it work and it happening. That's the least I can do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.